Welcome back. Sunday afternoon matinee here with the Wisconsin Selects versus Minnesota Cougars. Game one, Selects took 4-0. Slow start to the game, ended up on top as we get ready for the face-off. Smith at center, Kivel on left wing, Johnson on right. Dogs and Johnson on defense. Smith squares in. Face-off comes down. Minnesota off the bat dumps it deep in the zone, goes to the left of Andert, excuse me. Smith in there digging away, fishing, trying to move the puck. As it comes up to the point, shot on. Good block there. Here's Johnson. She's coming up right side. It's a 2-on-0. She's going to come up there, makes a move, puts it in the back of the net for a goal. Johnson doing all the work in the back here. Take a look as she comes up. Nice steal by Johnson. Brings it all the way up top. Fakes the pass, goes right, left, puts it in the net. 1-0, Selects. Started with a block from Izzy Johnson, carries it all the way, puts it in the back of the net. This one's underway here. 25 seconds in the game. Smith squares in, same five, wins it back, comes to Johnson on D, moves it up to Kivel. Kivel gets it, she's going to put it deep. Smith on the forecheck, gets stuck on the blue line. Referees in the way in the skate. Cougars come out with it. They come up right side. Move center, try to get it on there. Andert's there for the glove whistle, and we get a line change, first of the day. First shift, first goal, starting fast. Coming back, we get a wholesale change. Loveholtz comes out. She's got Larson on one side, Springer on the other. That gets to Larson on the right, rim around, stuck in the neutral zone, and try to regroup with Rogers deep. Rogers and Reed back on D. Cougars try to start a cycle. Levelholtz loses her footing. That's going to come far side. Minnesota puts it back to the point. Nice job by Larson. She's able to stick that forward. And here come the girls. Can't get a stick on it. Hits a ref in the skate. Comes through the neutral zone. Cougars pick it up. Come through center. Picked up. Here's Larson. She starts to regroup with Rogers. Rogers loses it in the right foot. It's going to go deep behind Rogers. Here comes the Cougars as they try to play it. Battle ensues behind the net. Springer comes out with it, gets it up top here to Levelholtz. She has it left side. Cougars are able to get to it. They try to put it back. Springer stops that from going deep. She moves it middle, no one home. Cougars pick it up. Poke checked away, but comes back to the Cougars. They have it right in center. Shot on. Good save by Andert. Able to get that in the breadbasket for a whistle. Forward line changes. It's going to be Adams with Paisley and Shu on the front side. Johnson and Olinsky on the back. Here's Olinsky. She sends it, hard rim job around. Here's Shu. She picks it up, goes middle. Adams middle. Trying to come around the defenseman. She has it. Shot on, goes wide of the net. And they play on. Behind. Try to move it center. It's right in front. Here's Paisley. Couldn't get the shot off as it was blocked. Gets in the corner. Minnesota picks it up. Minnesota has it. They're going to try to leave center. Paisley stepping into it. Can't get to it. Gets out to the neutral zone. Sophia steps into it. Johnson. It's moved up right side. Here's Minnesota right side. Try to move it left. They're able to just out of the outstretched hands of a Minnesota Cougar as they couldn't get it. They're moving the puck well. Cougars are. As they try to put that center, they're going to come up. Center Street loses the handle. Backhanded away by the Selects. It's picked up. Olinsky has it. Tries to reverse around. Misses it. Puck comes in front, then pushed away by the Selects. Adams in trouble. Tries to dump it. Couldn't get enough on it. Shot on. Andert able to save it for a whistle. Get a line change here again. Face-off comes back, shot on, well over the net as they play on. Apologize, just trying to get the camera fixated here. Selects exit the zone as that comes up and out. Duncan is hard on the forecheck. Smith comes in to help. She gets a stick on it. Reese is going back there. She has it. Oh, it's passed in front, goes off the stick of Elliott. And chases on. Minnesota is going to try to leave the zone with speed. come up center street, turned away by Johnson. Spinorama shot by Minnesota. Whistle, Andert. 13:37 left to play here in the first. Face-off coming up right side of Andert. Smith squares in. She's able to win that back. It's going to be rimmed around, comes all the way. Here's Duncan, tries to backhand it. Smith picks that up. Good breakout here. Smith moves it over to Elliott. Elliott's trying to get it back to Smith. Oh, Smith just couldn't get a stick on that retrieval. Lost an edge as she was trying to put that in the back of the net. It's picked up. Here's Duncan behind the net. Looking to cycle. She gets it over to the half boards. Moves it back to the point. Reed has it, loses the handle. Quick shot on, goes deep. Duncan's trying to stick lift to get control. Unable to as the Cougars come out on the half boards and now through center. Picked up. Here's Reed. Reed has it. She moves it up to Smith. Got stuck in her skate as selects were changing up. They do a good job. Reversed around. Here's Rogers. Has it. Half boards. Comes up to Johnson. Misses it on the pass. Cougars select it. Start a regroup. Blue line. Right side. Now up and over. They get it off to a streaking Cougar who's coming in on Andert. Right side. Shot. Breadbasket save again for Andert. Quick whistle. Face off upcoming. 12:27 left here in the first. Selects. First shift of the game. Izzy Johnson with a block. Goes the other way. Puts it home. Levelholtz squares in. Tries to win that back. Able to get to the side. That's going to be picked up by Kivel. Kivel puts it out to center. And now goes deep into the select zone for a second time. Rogers, D to D. Comes back. Olinsky over to Kivel. Kivel tries to get it out. Cougars able to hold the zone. They put it deep. Olinsky picks it up deep in the corner. Rims it around. Gets the skate there of Johnson up to Levelholtz and lost at middle ice. Here comes Cougars right side. Up on the half boards, under pressure. And it's rimmed around. Comes to Johnson on the half boards on the right side. Rogers doesn't like the look. She's going to spin around with it. She'll go D to D. It's Olinsky. Olinsky looking for a give and go back to Rogers. Here's Johnson trying to get a chip. Oh, she's able to on a second attempt. Penny's going to win the race here. Look out. She's going to come up all alone. Comes in on the goalie. Shot and a blocker save. Nice move by Penny. Had the goalie moving. Just couldn't put it away. Shot on. Hits the side of the net. That was Larson. And that gets out. Here's Levelholtz. She has it. Top of circles. Takes a look. Pass it. What a tip goal. Levelholtz tipped in there by Springer. Goes 5-hole. Take a look. Great job here. Second effort counts. Shot and a tip and a 5-hole goal. 2-0 selects. 11-13. Erased. 11:13 to go here. Having a hard time in the stands leveling this camera out. I apologize at home. I'll get it straight by the third period. Leistig, Paisley, I think it's Leistig. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Schuh and Adams. The backside is going to be Johnson and Dogs. Johnson steps into it. Tries to poke check it forward. Comes back to Dogs. Dogs, top of circle. Indirect pass to Schuh on the left side. Schuh able to get it deep. That's going to go hard into the Cougar zone. Chase is on, picked up by Adams on the right boards. Now deep in the back of the Cougars net. As they try to play it, they're going to come up right side. Cougars moving center, now right. Nice play by Dog. She's able to get a stick on that, stop the progression of the Cougars, but they pick it back up behind Andert. They try to pass it. Great paddle by Andert. Able to get a glove on that for a save. Face-off upcoming will be to the left side of Andert. Smith's going to come out, center and Elliott and Duncan. Backside will be Johnson and Dogs. All five changing. Looks like Minnesota picked up an extra player as they only had 10 before. Now they have 11 skaters. That goes back to the point for the Cougars. Cougars go hash mark back out to the point. Couldn't get the one-timer off. Good puck movement. That goes deep behind the net. Goes deep in the corner as that's played by Minnesota. They have it. They try to come off the half boards. Good. And Far side, it's Elliott. She has it right side, trying to carry it. As Minnesota tries for a quick turn and burn, can't get there. Elliott's in there along with Duncan. Minnesota tries to leave center. Rogers steps into that, moves it to her D partner, and that's going to move far side. Here's Smith. Smith to Duncan. Duncan has it. In comes Rogers. Found that up. What a shot by Rogers. Misses right by a Buick. Smith trying to backhand that in play. Rogers able to hold the zone. Minnesota gloves it out. Here they come the other way, right side on Andert. Coming in, shot on, great save by Andert, once, twice, oh, and it goes in on the third try. Momentum carried the puck in there. Take a look here, she comes up the right side. She makes a paddle save, and Cougar following it up is able to put it home. It's going to be 2-1. Heck of an opportunity on the Cougars end of the ice. They couldn't put it in, which led to a break the other way. Rogers gets that, tries to go D to D, hits a shin pad. They're going to have to regroup. Top of circles, comes left side. Here's Kivel. She's going to spin out of it. She's going to come up center. She moves it center. Johnson tries to pick it. Now far side. Here's Levelholtz. Levelholtz over to Johnson, hits the skate of a Cougar. And they'll try to come back the other way through center. Good stick play there by Reed. Able to turn that away. Minnesota tries to put it deep, hits a pad. They'll have to regroup and try again. They have a leave back at the blue line. So that's picked up by the Selects. Just missed that out pass. Looked like a center outlet to Levelholtz and just missed it. Great forecheck by Penny. As Reed gets it, she tries to reset. She'll go D to D, back on the top of the circle. Indirect pass in the neutral zone, just misses. Minnesota, top of circles. They'll flip the ice. Good read there by Johnson. Steps in the middle of it, loses the handle. Her sister, Izzy, picks it up. Izzy's going to put that deep. Chase is on in there first is Springer. Sorry, that's Larson. Good job by Paisley backing up the forecheck. Able to get a stick on it. Larson in there as well. Shoots out middle ice just past the reach of Olinsky and Johnson. Comes all the way back behind Andert as they look to exit. Springer, nice job, just out of the outstretched arms of Larson as they tried to get it. Springer runs into a player. Paisley's going to pick that up, slow it down, come in right edge. She puts that deep into the zone. 7:54 left to play in the first. Here comes Minnesota trying to leave right side. Springer in the middle of that. Minnesota tries to flip the ice. Paisley able to win the race on the forecheck. Gets to Larson. Larson taking a look. No one home. Tries to center anyway. Hits a skate. Comes right in front of the Minnesota net. It's picked up. Shu gets it. She's going to put it deep to late offsides. Reset as Minnesota tries to exit center street. Now right side. Here they come right side. Smith able to get a stick on that. Lost edge there by Dog. She goes into the boards hard. She's okay. Smith had to jump out of her way. Comes far side. Here's Shu. Shu has it. She's going to look far side. That's Adams. Adams has it on the right. She's going to put that deep into the zone. Chase is on. Smith in there first. Smith picks that up, taking a look. Tries to get it to Shu. It hits a skate. Adams over there on the forecheck. Adams picks it, has it, tries to center it. Smith tries to poke it forward. It's stuck in a skate. 2 shots. Smith behind the net, turns with it, cycles to Adams. Adams misses the puck on the cycle. Great pick up there. That was Shu. Tries to backhand it deep. Couldn't get enough on it. Minnesota finally able to leave the zone. Picked up by Smith at the last minute. She tries to turn, gets tripped. And that's going to be an ice on Minnesota. Good little shift there. Forecheck was tenacious on that one. Minnesota couldn't get out of their own zone. Fresh legs come on, all 5. Rogers and Olinsky on D. Levelholtz, Elliott, and Duncan on the front side. Face-off will be to the right side of the Cougar goaltender. 6:29 left in the first. Face-off comes to the side. Duncan's trying to move it back to the point. Levelholtz is in there. Duncan able to turn and spin. Starts a cycle. Levelholtz behind the net. Tries to center it to Elliott. Hits the side of the net as that comes far half boards and moves out left side. Here comes the Cougars as they put it deep. Rogers is on the chase along with Olinsky. Rogers moves it to Olinsky. Olinsky off the indirect boards. They're waving icing off as they thought the defenseman should have played it and didn't. What a skate here. Penny able to show the turbo. She comes in, top of circles, surveys, takes a look, continues to skate. She'll have a lead for Olinsky. Olinsky back from the point, back to Level Holtz down deep. Comes off the backhand, Reese back to Level Holtz. Oh, backhand shot just misses left. Minnesota seen enough. They're going to come up, straight up, right side now. Good defensive play there. Olinsky steps in front of it. Caught Cougars in a change. She's going to try to bring that on. Hard shot from Olinsky from the blue line, right to the breadbasket of the Cougars player. Good tip by the Cougars. That'll negate icing. Johnson on her horse is able to get to it. She's going to spin around the net. Take a look. She goes center. Oh, misses her sister, but touched by the Cougars as the goalie's going to get a glove and a whistle. 5:09 left to play. Face-off upcoming inside the Cougars side. Going to be left side of the Cougars goaltender. Paisley with Kivel, Johnson, Dogs, and Johnson on the back line. Face-off one over to the Cougars side. Nice job getting into the boards there. It's Johnson. Izzy comes out of the corner with it. Taking a look, has a pass and a goal. Kivel able to put that in the back of the net. Take a look at that replay. I missed the centering pass by Johnson, but you get a good view of that pass sliding over to Kivel. She makes no mistakes, puts it in 3-1. Kivel was all alone out there. Once Johnson left the corner, it was a for sure goal. No way goalie was getting left or right in time for that. Face off, one on the side by Paisley. Johnson picks it up, circles back towards our zone. She's going to leave it there for Dogs. Dogs, top of corner. She's having a problem with her skates there. Well, there's a piece of tape on them. Dogs loses a tire, but we move on. Johnson from her own zone, top of circles, tries for a stretch pass up to her sister. Izzy just misses. It's corralled neutral zone. They're going to spin with it, and here comes the Cougars. Cougars have that left side. They're going to bring it in the zone. Leave it center, shot on. Andert with the leather. Good glove save by Sierra Andert. 4:21 left in the first. Smith, Springer, Larson come out. Backside is going to be Olinsky and Rogers. Sorry, that's Reed and Rogers. Face off, one back. Rowan back over to Rogers. Comes off the boards. Unlucky bounce. Smith able to get there but couldn't get it out as the puck was on edge, rolling around. Here's Rogers. Rogers up. Try to backhand it to Smith on the way out. Just missed that connection. Springer to Smith. And that goes deep in the zone. Picked up by Reed. Good reverse by Reed. It's picked up. Here's Springer. Springer trying to exit. Missed Smith as it bounced over her stick. And that goes up for a shot on and a save and a whistle. Try it again. Smith's going to square in there. Face off one back by the Cougars. Shot on. It's a shin pad save. Comes back. Smith late to the party, able to pick that up. Couldn't get that off from a dump-in perspective. Missed it. Comes all the way back to the select's end. Here's Reed. Reverses out of it. Looks for Springer. She has Springer. Springer tries to leave it for Smith. Smith able to get there with the stick. Chases on. Goes in between the feet of Smith. Picked up by Springer. Springer puts that deep in the zone. Couple fresh legs on. Smith goes for a change. Out comes Levelholtz. As that comes far side, tipped out. Rogers gets there first. Levelholtz starts moving up ice. Here it is, neutral zone. Levelholtz left side. Larson with her. Trailer on the backside of Shoe. Levelholtz loses a wheel into the corner. She's okay. Good hold here by Reed. Shot on. Blocker safe. Deep in the corner. Forecheck ensues. Bailey Shoe on it. Adams comes off the bench. Forces the issue. It's going to clip the ice. Here comes Levelholtz. She's got Shoe in the middle. Takes a look. Shoe darting to the net. Cougars able to get a stick on that before she could get the right shot off. Cougars left side. Deep in their zone. On the half boards. All kinds of people there. Levelholtz, Adams. Couple Cougars as they try a center outlet, and it's received as they come up now right side. Good defensive stop there. Olinsky able to step into that. Tries to get it to Adams, the middle off a skate. turned over. Here comes the Cougars coming up in the middle. Good defensive play. Levelholt's able to get a stick lift there. As the Cougars try to move that up. It's picked up. It's Olinsky. She flips the ice far side to Bailey Shue. Out of her reach, Cougars go for an indirect pass off the wall. They're going to bring it in right side. Shot goes up and over Andert. She lets it go. Picked up far side half boards. Now Dogs deep in the goal line. Tries to rim it around to Shue. Shue is there. She's going to go indirect off the boards. Here comes Johnson. She'll go middle outlet. She's picking up Elliott. Back to Elliott. Paisley to Elliott. Shot on. Good save there. Right toe safe. As they're going to come up Middle Street. Duncan able to get a piece of it. Tries to go up Center Street. Just didn't have the speed to get moving. Good stop there. That's Dogs. She's going to try to come back up to Duncan. That hits her skate. They're going to wave off icing. That goes deep into the Cougar zone. That's played. Cougars try to wrap it around far side. Smith's going to pick that off the zone. Get back to Reed. Reed has it. She's going to slow it down, take a look, and she'll put it deep into the zone. Deep behind the net. Smith releases from the net. Tries to get a stick on it. She's got all kinds of company. Ridden into the boards. A little extra shove there at the end. It's a girls' battle. Cougars trying to leave the zone. Right side. Picked up. It's Reed. Reed has it. Neutral zone. Tries to go indirect back to Duncan. Misses. Smith on the forecheck. Duncan can't hold the zone. Close. Goes right back in as Reed loses an edge. Far side. Smith picks it up on the backhand. Comes right to the center to Johnson. Rogers picks it up. Heavy shot from Rogers from the point. Saved. Levelholtz comes on. Smith off. Rogers, Olinsky, Kivel. Over to Johnson. Izzy tries to go center with that. Cougars able to get a stick in the way, and they're going to come up the right side, put it deep. Olinsky's chasing. She's going to pick it up. As that is reversed around, comes all the way over to Olinsky. She's going to go for a stretch pass, finds Johnson. Johnson was trying to get Penny in stride. Couldn't get it through the skate. Shot on Anders, and it goes wide to the left as they are now in the half boards and reversing around as Rogers, and that'll do it for the period. 3-1 as Select's able to keep the pressure on. They go to the benches for some extra instruction. Pretty entertaining period there. No penalties, nothing to even really write home about either, as far as I'm concerned. 17-minute periods. We'll get another one up on the clock before we cut the ice. 2 minutes in between here, so burning some time. Both teams, second game of the day. Started to rain as we walked in. Otherwise, it was a beautiful day until that point. Shout out to the U14 Milwaukee Junior Admirals in Nashville, Tennessee, winning the 200 by 85 AAA event. Final score 5-3. Nothing like bringing some hardware home from Nashville and the long drive that they have ahead. Congratulations, boys. For most of you that don't know, if I'm not here, I'm there. I missed this weekend, and we had some fill-ins that did an outstanding job there in Nashville calling the game, so we appreciate it. Final 30 seconds of instruction. Select's having a harder time breaking it out. Looks like the Cougars took some notes on the breakout strategy from the Selects. It'll be interesting to see the chess game continue. What do the coaches do? They try to move from a center outlet to a wing outlet. Maybe the old Dallas Star breakout, which is a high puck into the air, and it's a race to it. This rink counterproductive to that one as it's got a low ceiling. We'll see what they end up adjusting to as the buzzer's going to sound here for instructional time, and we're going to get ready to get back at it. 3-1 as we get ready to start the second. Goalies will flop ends. Only 2 refs in the second game today. We had 3, well, I should say a linesman and 2 refs earlier. Now we just got 2 refs. Done a good job, as I stated before, not getting in the way. Let the girls play. Final instruction, cheers get underway. Goaltenders switch in after a little high five. Cougars in the white jerseys. They had the black pennies on earlier. Selects in their reds. Sharp-looking jersey as always for the Selects. Leva Holtz comes out here. She's going to be paired up with Larson and Springer on the wings. 17 on the clock. We get the waves from the goaltenders. And we're about to start it. 3-1 Selects. Leva Holtz off the faceoff, straight back to Johnson. D to Dogs. Dogs from the blue line. Over center, tries a centering pass, just misses. Cougars able to intercept. They're coming the other way. With time and speed, they're going to come over, move it right side, shot on, turned away by the Selects, and here they come. It's going to be Larson. Larson right up center street, moves right side. She's getting driven into the boards, but able to maintain possession. Loses it the last second. Cougars try to leave. Indirect pass. Dogs able to hold the zone. Hits the skate of a Cougar and comes out. Hits the shin pad of the Cougar and comes back. Offside's not there. Shot on. Goal. Absolute laser. Top right there by the Cougars. Take a look here. They come in left side. Looked like it was potentially offsides. Top right, 3-2. Quick answer here for the Cougars. Paisley with Adams and Shue. Rogers and Olinsky. Rogers and Reed, rather, back on D. One to the side. Cougars pick it up. They'll look for a regroup on the blue line. They go for a center outlet. They get it. They're going to come up right side. Put in deep. Reed's back there first, surveys, reverses, comes to the side as Shue's going to put that as indirect off there. Adams is chasing far side. Good job by Adams, gets a stick in the way, shot on. Heck of a shot there, great save by the goaltender. It's fouled up right in the middle. That shot goes off a blocker. 2 really nice chances for the Selects there as that's deep inside the Cougar zone, and they battle on. Cougars able to get that from the corner, but Shue back in there. They try to exit through the half boards. Rogers tried to step into it, couldn't get there. Chase is on. Here comes the Cougars. They're going to try to come around Reed. Good job by Reed, gets a stick on it. Paisley picks it up. She reverses back around behind Andert. She comes up left side, trying to leave the zone. Gets stuck in a skate and goes forward. Paisley stays on the forecheck hard as the Cougars try to revamp and regroup behind their own goal line. That comes deep into the corner. Elliott's in the mix now. Rogers can't hold the zone there as it kind of went up her shin. Reed surveying, tries to go far side. Stopped in the skates of a Cougar player. They gather it and regroup top of circles. Smith and Elliott on the forecheck. Olinsky steps into that. Tries to put it up to Elliott. Misses. Cougars try to re-enter. Can't get enough of it. And they're going to go far side. That's picked up by Duncan. Duncan puts it up left side. Smith able to pick that up. She's going to try to poke it and run. She's got to win the race. She's got a Cougar on her. Forces the issue. Oh, strange bounce, but off the bench. Here's Johnson over to Olinsky. Olinsky with a shot on. Couldn't get through as it was blocked in the skates of a Cougar player. Good defensive play by Olinsky. Rubs her into the boards as Cougars look to regroup on the blue line. Tried to tap it. Smith trying to get that deep. Elliott and Smith come off. Fresh legs on. Duncan stays back. Tries a back check. Far side, it's Johnson. She reverses around. It's Olinsky. Back to Johnson. Picked up by a player in front of the Cougars, and Andert answers the door. Right on the doorstep. Andert had to move left to right in a hurry to cover that. 3-2. Cougars showing some signs of life here in game 2. This face-off is going to be right side of Andert. Face-off one back. Level Holtz back to Olinsky. All the way over. It's Kivel. Kivel stops, surveys, tries to go up. Poked forward by Level Holtz. She's got Johnson in the middle. Tries to find her, and it was paddled away as the goaltender was sniffing that one out. Level Holtz gets that, exits the zone, sends it back in. Just out of play. Face-off upcoming in neutral ice. Level Holtz, Kivel, Johnson. Backside will be Reed with Rogers. Face off one back. This is Dogs trying to put it deep. Couldn't get enough of it. Goes right side. It's Cougars. They try to backhand up and out. Nice job there by Reed. Steps into it. She sends it right back in. Cougars are chasing. Penny's on it. Tries to backhand one in front. Blocked by a Cougar player. And Minnesota has to reverse it. Looking to come the other way. There's Kivel. Gets it. Nice job off the boards here. Puts it center right to Larson. Shot on. And blocker to the right. Real nice setup there. Level Holtz tries to move it to the net. Here's Kivel. As she's going to come around. It's Morgan, far side. Oh, that's paddled away again by the goaltender. Goalie having to play a lot of centering passes off to the side. Wisconsin continuing to pound. That's right in front. Battle ensues. Just stuck in a whole bunch of skates. Finally sent the distance of the ice, and it reaches for an icing. Select's knocking on the door here as we reach 12:37 left to play in the second period. Shots in favor of the Selects, 14-8 right now. As Paisley is squared in there, she's got Springer on the left, Larson on the right. Larson tries to move that up to the right. Comes all the way around, rimmed around. Rogers steps in there, covers the man. Paisley gets the puck, and she'll put it deep. Springer trying to do a turnaround center to Larson as she gets dumped into the net. She's okay. Comes all the way back. Olinsky, top of circles in her D zone. Plays it up and flips the ice, goes to the left side. Larson and Springer chase. Larson's able to get a stick on there and turns the Cougars back the other way. D to D to the Cougars. They try to exit. Good read by Paisley. Sniff that out. She's going to come up center. She leaves it for Larson. Shot and a goal. What a goal by Larson. Great pass by Paisley here. Paisley sniffed out that long distance pass. Comes in right side. Makes the move to center, and then Larson makes no mistake. She goes high glove. 4-2. It's a good way to answer for the Selects. It's a demoralizing situation for Minnesota. They finally get back in it, and as soon as that happens, Selects answer. Smith squares in. Adams and Shue. Smith wins it back. Stuck in the ice. She holds her player up as Johnson tries to move it forward to Shue. Couldn't quite get to it. Johnson behind the net. She's going to try to play it. Reverses it far side. It's Shue. Shue has it. Going to take a look. Tries to hit Rowan. Oh, caught Rowan. Rowan's left-hander that caught her on the right side. She had a turn for it. Minnesota brings it in. Smith, nice job. Comes over to cover. Tries to play it out just past the outreach. Hands to Shue. Adams able to get a stick on it. Moves it over. Here's Smith, left side. She's got Adams on the right. She moves it to the right side. Here's Adams. Shot. Oh, blocker save. Nice puck movement there. Shue puts that around. Adams has to chase. She wins the race. She's going to try to cycle it. Nope, holds it in the corner, waiting for help. Smith comes in. Smith is fishing. Comes out. Minnesota has it. Smith getting her stick held. A couple choice words in the background there, I'm sure. Here's a stretch pass opportunity. It's coming up to Adams. Adams misses that. It's going to be an ice. Adams was trying to get anything she could on that to negate icing and just couldn't reach the puck. Face-off coming in front of Andert. Rocking the tunes up there in the box today. There's 6 people up in the box just jamming out here. Levelholtz off the face-off. Minnesota able to win it. They're going to go D to D. That looked out. Ref wanted to call it. Nope, he's got delayed offsides called. Super intelligent play there by Dogs. She just stopped playing the puck and let Minnesota play it. Ref had to make up his mind. It's a little late on the call, but nobody argued it because it indeed was offsides. Here we are, neutral zone, just outside the select zone. Face-off, one back. Moved up, indirect, left side. Cougars get it. They put it in and goes into the bench. Face-off upcoming, same location. Levelholt squares in with Elliott and Duncan. That comes right side. That's going to be picked up. Here's Reed. Reed has it right side. Reed carries it all the way in into the corner, takes a look in front, no one home. She's going to continue to circle. Duncan now picks it up on a cycle deep in the other corner. She's pinned against the boards. 2 Minnesota players there pinning her. As that comes out, nice stick lift there by Penny. Oh, she gets it center there to Elliott and just missed on the connection. Nice imagination there from the selects. On the half boards, here's Levelholt. She's held tight. Duncan is in there helping. Able to get it back to the point. D to D, that comes over. It's off Reed's skate. Shot on. What a shot. Rebound. Oh, it goes wide of the net. I thought that was in. Not the greatest angle back here. Off the back of the net as Elliott's trying to make something happen there. Cougars are able to spin away with it. They're going to come up 3-on-2. Elliott hard on the back check. Nice job by Elliott getting back. Even numbers 3-on-3. Rogers, good poke check in the corner. That's going to come all the way around. Reed's going to pick that up. 9:20 left in the second. Reed, Elliott, off the half boards, indirect. Trying to hit Penny on a go. Just missed her. Sticked out of air. No high stick. It was below crossbar. Reed, D to D. Rogers picks it up. Far corner. Immediately met by a Minnesota player. But able to squeak through. And this looks really promising as it gets up to Elliott. That was Kivel up to Elliott. Elliott puts it deep. Paisley hard on the forecheck. Stick lift. Puck sitting below circle. Deep in the Minnesota end. Now comes up left side. Dumped by Minnesota. Should be an ice. Face-off coming up. Outside the Cougars goaltender. Left side. 8:41 left to play. Selects up 4-2. Paisley squares in, taking a look. Nothing there. Cougars able to get it off the face-off. Paisley took a dump there. Pushed over by her center she was facing. As that comes far side, deep in the select zone. They try to come up center. It's Izzy Johnson. Izzy up to Paisley. Just out of the reach of Paisley. She skates to it. Leaves a nice drop to Johnson. Johnson's trying to cut center. Just missed on the cut. Sorry, the camera was off kilter a little bit there. Johnson shot on. Paisley's going to stop on the half boards. Moves it center. Here's Izzy Johnson. Leaves it in front. No one home. She was hoping there was a streaking back door there from Olinsky. Olinsky had to stay home. Cougars would have had a breakout. Johnson. Back to Johnson. Back to Johnson. Back to Johnson. Yeah, you heard that, right? Guess I should use first names. Oh, right in front. What a save by the goaltender. Moves right to left. Shuts down Springer on the back end. Comes all the way out. Here's Reed. Oh, wow. Sorry, that was Olinsky. What a dart by Olinsky. Rowan was moving in front, and the goaltender couldn't see anything. Olinsky puts it in. Here's Rowan right in front. 3 Cougars also in front of the goaltender's view, and she puts that in. Glove side about 4 inches off the ice. 5-2. Smith goes in there. He's got Larson with her and Springer. She's going to get her own puck. Now leaves it over there for John. It's lost. Cougars come in. They have it. Taking a look. Try to center it. Good defensive play by the selects there as it comes all the way through. Larson has it. Tries to move it off center. Cougars are able to pickpocket that one as it comes back in. Here we are trying to center it. Missed the centering pass as the Cougars are working in the zone. Smith shoos that one away from the net. Oh, she gets tripped. No call. It's going to be offsides. Delay offsides. Allows some time. That's going to come off the ice. Hits the skate of Rowan. She's unable to handle that pass. Does hit her skate. Oh, she's hard on the forecheck, though. Continues to kick it forward. Leaves it there for Larson. Smith and Larson behind the net. Larson comes away with it. Oh, it's right in front. Hit the wrong side of Bailey. She's a lefty. It goes to the right side. Good imagination. Here come the Cougars deep into the zone. They're going to try to come up Center Street. Good job by Andert. Sierra able to make that pad save with the left side of her foot. 7 minutes left here in the second. Girls are out there for a long one. Smith tries a circle from behind the net, backhands it up. Adams is there, can't get there in time. Comes around, it's going to be picked up by Reed. They move it over far side. That's Dogs. She hits Adams on a out. Adams right side. She's got help. Adams doing what she can there. Loses an edge at the last minute. Good hustle. Levelholtz off the bench, comes all the way back. It's Rogers. Shot on. Blocked. Great job by Levelholtz staying on the forecheck hard. She has Adams and Schuh with her. She's going to circle the net. Kicks it in front. Just couldn't pull the trigger. Comes right to a stick of Schuh, and she misses left side. Behind the net. Comes right out in front. Penny backhands that over. Takes a look. Leaves it back to Reed. Reed makes a move. Tries to put it down for a cycle. And here comes Minnesota left side. They try an indirect. Reed reads it. And it goes off the player of a Minnesota player. They're going to flip the ice far side. That's going to be Duncan. She picks it up left side, tries to move through the 5-hole, gets stuffed. Comes off the pad of Reed, picked up. Here's Elliott. She comes in right side with speed off the half boards, loses it right at the hash. Good pickup by Rogers to hold the zone. Deflected and in deep behind the Cougar zone as they try to move it. Look for a center outlet. Rogers steps in front of that one. Comes off her stick. And right side, Minnesota's trying to put that deep. Olinsky plays body, able to hold him just outside the zone. Now that gets dumped deep behind Andert. Try to come out. Levelholtz overskates it as came out on a weird angle. Nice pickpocket here. That's Rogers. Steps in front of it. She picks a pocket, comes in right side. Half boards, taking a look, trying to center it. She's going to reverse out of that. Deep in the corner, cycle ensues. Penny and Rogers. Penny gets it, looking. She's going to go right out in front. Watch the goalie, just couldn't get that last shot off. She had beaten the goalie. She just couldn't pull the trigger on the flip shot. Great move. Good defensive play there by Rogers. Steps in front, and she puts it deep. Forecheck ensues. 4:40 left. Paisley all the way in back. Taking a look, she has it on her backhand. Moves to her forehand. Minnesota comes in, picks that pocket. Johnson now on the forecheck along with Kivel. Paisley back there. Paisley trying to continue the cycle, trying to get it to Johnson. She falls down. Takes two Cougars to get the puck away from Paisley. Good zone hold here by Olinsky. Once, twice. Minnesota on the third time is going to finally leave the zone. Johnson hard on the back check. Same with Kivel. As that goes left side, that's going to be picked up off the boards. Paisley has it. Nice indirect to Kivel. She's got Johnson, and she sees her. Look out. Shot on. What a save by the goaltender. Johnson all alone. Looked like she was trying to go 5-hole on that. Good read by Kivel there. Left side. Johnson screaming her name always helps. 3:58 left to go here in the second period. Shots in favor of the Selects, 21-8, as they've been able to turn the tides here late in the second. 5-2 Selects. Paisley, Johnson, Kivel. Face off, one back. Johnson gets a stick on it. Trying to center it. It's out front and a goal. Excellent job behind there. Nice face-off win here. Goes right over to the corner. It's picked up by Johnson. Johnson puts it in front, and it's put in immediately right there by Kivel. Kivel with the goal. .348 left, 6-2 here, Selects. Paisley, Johnson, Kivel stay out. Backside, Dogs and Johnson. D to D, top of circles for a regroup. Nice indirect chip here by Kivel. Looks for Paisley center, shot on. Ooh, it hits a skate. And Minnesota able to turn that around. Good step by Springer off the bench. She's able to pickpocket it and send it right back in. Minnesota goaltender puts that into the corner. Cougars try to reset behind their net. Off the board, Smith able to intersect. That goes right in the front of the net. Comes off the side of the net as shot on there by Reed. And nice job. Smith gets a shin pad on that, and Reed sends it deep. In behind the net, it's Springer. That's going to come left side. Dogs is going to try to hold it. Can't. Comes all the way out. Here's Reed. Center ice with it. Tries to play that up center. Kind of misplayed it, but it worked out okay. Larson's going to pick that up left side. She's got Springer with her. Smith headed up ice as well. Right side is Larson. Shot on, goes wide to the right. Cougars on that. Hits a glove of a selects player. Stays in the zone, and it's whistled dead. .253 left. Face off just outside the Cougar zone here in front of the selects bench. Levelholtz, Adams, Schuh, front side. Olinsky, Rogers, backside. Petty squares in. Face off, one to the right. In comes Cougars from the blue line. They go D to D. They regroup back up. Right side, excuse me. Rogers plays it. Schuh tries an indirect. Levelholtz just missed on that. Offsides, missed again. Cougars deep into the zone. Nice pick up here. Levelholtz tries to play it off the boards. Nice bounce back to Levelholtz. Shoot to Levelholtz. She gets it out of the zone. Picked up here by the Cougars. But following it up, nice job. Here's Schuh. Shot on. Own rebound. Schuh tries to send it back around and just misses the net. Good hustle by Schuh. Goaltender made the save, but the puck bounced out. Loud Bailey there. Oh. Centering pass just misses. It's Rogers. Rogers goes over to Olinsky. Olinsky shot on off the stick of a Cougar player deep in the zone. Schuh tries to center middle. Nothing home. She'll go indirect off the boards. It's Rogers. Shot on. Had to get it off in a hurry. It goes wide. Half boards. Cougars trying to get out of the zone. 1:44 left in the game. Second period, excuse me. Cougars behind the net. Surveying. Good forecheck by Penny. Picks a pocket there, can't get past the second defender. Duncan's in there to help, though. She tries to circle around the goal line. Deep in the Cougar zone, comes out on the half boards. Not enough, does come all the way out. Dogs picks that up. She goes D to D, sends it to Johnson. Johnson steps over again. Now she's coming up left side. Left side against the board. She's going to try to cut middle. She's looking for a pass, hits a skate. She's all alone back there. Duncan comes in to support. Johnson and Duncan deep in the zone. Cougars walk out with it. They leave on the half boards. They go for a center outlet. Race is on. It's Dogs and a Cougar player. Nice job by Dogs, able to get back in a hurry on the back check and stop that from being a problem. 52 seconds left. Cougars, good job controlling the puck around the net. They'll go deep into the corner, up on the half boards to the point. Shot on. Hits her own player in the back, right where there's no padding. 37 seconds. Here comes Dogs on the way up. Right side, loses, regains through center. Tries to put it over to Paisley. Gets her on the skate. Hits the left pad of the Cougars goaltender, and the Cougars transition quickly out of the zone. Here's Reed. Steps into it. Also steps in is Kivel, as that's going to be an indirect. Just too much on that. Ice is going to slow it down. It's going to be playable as that comes out of play with 9 seconds. Here's Reed. Reed gets pickpocketed. Here comes the Cougars. Smith able to get something on that. Ander making the save. No harm done. 6-2 at the end of the second. We're going to go cut the ice here. We'll be back in about 15. Selects continuing to drive up 6-2. See you after intermission. All right, back at it, third period, still jamming away up in the box. Some nice throwback tunes. 17 minutes on the clock for the third period. Shots in favor of the Selects, 24-10, as they bring a 6-2 lead back out to start the third. Selects looking to finish off the Somerset showdown here today, 2-0. See what they can do as refs are getting to the starting line. Chess pieces have been chosen. Andert back in net. Cougars bringing 2 goalies, only playing 1. Face off, 1 back. Cougars try to go far side with that on a stretch pass. Miss it. Comes back to Dogs. Dogs has it. Goes in direct off the boards. Hits Bailey's shoe. She tried to move it forward. Missed. Sophia Johnson steps into it, though. Puts it left side. Paisley and Shoe in on the forecheck. Shot on. Hits a Cougar's foot. And they'll look to exit up center. Miss both of them. Icing is the call. And puck hit a pond in the middle of the ice and stopped, so icing's negated. A little water still there left on the ice. Picked up Paisley on her own blue line. Tries to come up left side. Able to put that deep into the zone. All the way back to the Cougar side. Stops in another puddle. Right side. Duncan's in there along with Elliott. Smith pops in off the bench at center. Reese just can't get the puck moving as there's all kinds of water there. Gets back in the corner. Smith puts it towards the net. Shot on and a save for the Cougars. Both corners have a lot of water in it. Selects are going to have to pay attention as that puck's going to stick. Smith squares in. Duncan and Elliott on the sides. Rogers and Reed on D. Picked up. Here's Elliott. She has it. She's circling. She's looking center. Goes right through 2 sticks. Picked up by Rogers. Shot on. Stick to side there by the Cougars goaltender as that comes out to the half boards. And now they exit. Rogers able to get a stick on it. Uses her body to get in the way. Tries to reverse around. Smith covers her. Moves the far side to Reed. Reed has it on the blue line. Indirect. Elliott has it. Sends it around and deep. Full line change on the front side. All 3 hop over the bench. It's picked up. As they try to move it forward, it's missed. It's going to be an ice. Face-off upcoming in the Cougar zone. Forward face-off, offensive zone face-off coming, rather. Level Holtz, Kivel, Johnson on the front side. Olinsky and Rogers on the back. Right side of the Cougars goaltender here. Levelholtz squaring in there. Gets way down. It hits her skate. She won it, but hit her skate and went back the other way. Comes back to Olinsky on the blue line. She goes far side, dumps it in. Selects reset. And they're back on it. Cougars played indirect off the boards. Picked up right side. Coming in over the blue line. And they enter the select zone as that goes deep behind Andert. Kivel's back there with Rogers. Rogers throwing an elbow. Looks like we might have our first penalty of the game. High stick is the call. So Selects will go on a penalty kill. Levelholtz Johnson stays out. Olinsky and Johnson, Sophia Johnson, on the back end. This is going to be to the right side of Andert. Face off, one back by the Cougars. They're able to get it back to the point. They're going to look for a shot. Shot on, way wide. And they reset. Goes deep in the corner. They look for a point. Then they're able to hold zone as Johnson's hard on that forecheck. She gets another stick on it. That's going to be pushed into the Cougar zone. Goaltender doesn't like the look, and she gets a whistle. 14:30 left here in the third. Selects up 4. Offensive zone face-off, right side of the Cougars goalie. Comes out, Cougars pick it up. Penny is able to pick a pocket, though. She tries to turn, comes up left side, has it. She's going to slow it down and hits the water and sticks to the ice. Cougars are able to come up center street here over the zone, try to put one deep. It's in the feet of Olinsky. Johnson's able to corral that and put it deep into the Cougar zone. On the chase is Penny, hard. Able to pick a pocket in the back there. She's able to get it. She's going to take a look, reverse around. She's behind the net. Surveys, tries to go and wrap one in front. Found the goalie sleeping almost there. Dogs tries to play that out of center, tries to send a hard one. Can't get all of it. Larson able to play that forward as that comes far side. 55 seconds to kill off Rogers' high stick. Johnson takes a cross check to the back of the head, and the referee's got it. Looks like we're going to go 4-on-4. Indeed, cross check is the call, so we're 4-on-4. Four and four for 41 seconds. And then Selects will go on a power play thereafter for about a minute 20. Springer, Larson, front side, backside, Reed, Dogs. Reed's got it. Moves center, no one untouched, gets through. Springer on the rebound, couldn't get enough of it. Comes in front. And finally deep in the corner of the other side for the Cougars. Cougars immediately try to get it out. Again, 4-on-4 hockey here. No advantage either side. That comes far side. Reed chasing. No penalties, 2 quick ones here to start the third. As that's moved by Reed up to Springer. She chips it out of the zone. Cougars get it. They lose it at the top of circles. Comes all the way back. It's going to be picked up by Dogs as Minnesota gets in there. Larson does a nice job on a back check, lifts the stick. We are now on the power play here as they come up ice. Paisley's able to get that deep in the zone. She has it deep in the corner. She starts a cycle. Couldn't get enough on it, but able to the second time around. Here's Springer. She carries it into the corner. Surveys. She goes center to Adams. Shot on. Adams has it behind the net, slows it down. She comes out to the point. Olinsky over to Reed. Reed has it, shot on, blocked, stuck in the skate of a Cougar. Reed gets it deep into the zone, and that's rimmed around by Larson to Adams. Adams picks that up, gives it to Olinsky. Olinsky backhands it back to Adams. Adams through center, goes back to Olinsky. Olinsky has it, shot on, saved. Comes out to the side and immediately dumped all the way down to the Selects end by a Minnesota defender. It's picked up. Olinsky behind the net. Looks for an indirect pass to Shu. Comes off the boards. Shu sends it deep. Paisley chases. Fresh legs coming on as both D and Adams come off. 11:40 left. 8 seconds on the power play. Rogers tries to move it to the D. It's taken. Shot and a goal. Minnesota able to put that in. It's even strength goal as the penalty had just expired. Goes off the post and in. 6-3. 11:30 left in the third. Smith is out there now with Duncan and Elliott. Backside will be Dogs and Johnson. Face off, one back. Stepped into it there is Rogers. Rogers is going to come up left side, center street. Now shot on, glove save. Rebound, Selects are there. Oh, almost off the stick of Rogers and in. Just went wide. Duncan was covering back. She steps in. Deep in the corner, she has it. Finally comes out. Rogers is able to play it indirect. That's going to go in, delayed offsides. He raced as they chase on. Elliott's hard on the forecheck along with Duncan. Duncan's able to get a tip on it. Smith in the middle stops that pass. Rogers gets a stick. It goes past. Minnesota's got a bit of a break here. Johnson's got to get up on a horse. Shot into the breadbasket and save Andert. Kivell, Johnson, and Levelholtz come out. Right side face-off upcoming. Sophia Johnson and Dogs back on D, 10:47. Oh, what a poke there. Able to skate through it as Kivel. Kivel's coming all the way up here. She comes in, shot and a goal. Got that camera switch just in time. Kivel able to get a block right there on the top of the blue line. She carries it all the way through and able to put that top shelf. What a response. 7-3, Kivel. You could tell right when that broke, she was going to get something on that and scoot it forward. They've caught the Cougar defense sleeping at times. Moves up right side, picked up. Here's Reed. Reed has it left side. She's going to bring it in the zone. Shot on. Couldn't get anything on it there, and it goes wide left. Cougars from the half board pick it up, try to exit. Dogs able to step into it, couldn't get all of it. Nice back check here by Izzy Johnson. Stuck in her skates, picked up. Dogs has it. She'll reverse it around. Offered level Holtz. Now Reed. Reed has it. Tries to leave it for Kivel. Again to Kivel on the half boards. She's trying to battle there and get it out. Once, twice, able to get it. Kivel comes middle. All kinds of Minnesota players. Tries to feed a centering pass to Penny. Just misses. It's picked up. Minnesota has it. Top of circles. They try to regroup. Right side. Over neutral zone and deep. All the way back. Stick lifted. Still in front. Andert able to get a glove on that for a whistle. 9:34 left here in the game. 7-3 selects. Paisley is going to square in there. Face off is in her feet. As that's still down deep in her feet. Minnesota able to put that all the way behind Andert. As they come up the side. Trying to come center, they're able to. Still skating center, shot on, up and over the net. As Larson was trying to chip and run with that. Couldn't get enough on it. Larson back, comes over to Springer. Springer has that. She's going to come left side over the red line and puts it deep, but chases her own dump. She's able to get some piece of skate on that. As Minnesota tries to reverse it, picked up by Larson, far corner. She leaves one to cycle, can't get it out. Oh, Linsky tried to hold the line. Took a weird bounce, hit her stick, comes out. On her own blue line, indirect, here to Springer. Springer has it, trying to backhand it, now move it to Paisley. Paisley has it, comes in the zone. Trying to get there in front. Oh, she was trying to backhand Larson with the feed. That gets in front. Paddled away by the Minnesota goaltender as that's behind the net. Battle ensues back there, comes all the way to the wing boards. Try a center outlet, hits Springer in the skate. It's picked up, it's Larson. Larson has it, gives it to Rogers. Rogers chases along with Shue. Smith on, trying to read that one just out of her reach. Rogers picks that up. As she breaks, picks it back up, takes a look. It's going to be an ice, no one touched it. Went in between three sticks. Shue, Smith, and Adams all could have touched it. I think they all thought it was for each other, laid off. Face off coming in front of Andert. Smith squares in at center with Adams and Shue on the wing side. Dogs and Sophia Johnson on the back. Smith wins it back. Dogs over to her D partner Johnson. Johnson has it off the wing boards. It's indirect shot up. Smith is chasing right side. Smith has it. She drives to the net. Tries to put one off the side of the net. It's in front. Couldn't put it home. Good opportunity there from her. Stretch pass. Look out. Here's Minnesota. They got behind Dogs. They're coming up on Andert. And they missed the net. Andert able to push them aside. Good opportunity squandered there by the Selects. It's in the feet of Adams. Adams trying to move it out. Last defender holds it as they try to come middle. Smith picks that up, cuts middle, loses it in the feet. Here comes Minnesota, able to move sides on him. Smith giving a shove at the last second there. Here comes Shue. Shue's able to get that out of the zone. Here's the Cougars. They're going to circle on the blue line. Try to come far side. Delayed offsides, but reset. Picked up. It's Dogs. Dogs tries to move it to Shoe. Fake pass. Then moves it up the boards. Penny's in there to help. Dogs loses it. It's going to come back the other way. Here's Minnesota. Try for a shot. Nice job by Ander. Gets it in the breadbasket for a save. 6:33 left. Face-off coming right side of Ander. Level holds Duncan and Elliott. Comes all the way around, rimmed around to Elliott. Couldn't get there before a Cougar. She's going to step middle. Shot on, goes wide left. Picked up behind the net. Here's Reed. She circles out of it, goes around the net. As they try center outlet. Penny able to get a stick on there. Here she comes. She has Duncan on the far side. She cuts middle. Trying to move her way around. Still has it. Gets pinned up against the boards as Duncan tries to slip it. Couldn't quite get there. Cougars look for a center outlet as Reed and Rogers shut it down. Reed behind the net. Reverses out of it once. Now twice on. Oh! Takes a check from behind into the boards. Minnesota player making sure she's okay. It's a tough one there. Rough is the call. Select's going on a power play here. Johnson, Kivel, Paisley coming out. Walensky coming out. Johnson coming on. They're not allowing the change, so they'll switch back. Rogers and Walensky on the backside. 2-minute power play. Face off, one back to the point. Walensky has it, moves it to the right flank. Johnson picks it up. Shot on, blocked by Minnesota, and that's going to come out of the zone. Walensky is going to play it as it goes deep into the zone. Move D to D. Here's Rogers. Strange bounce off the side. And Paisley picks that up. She's going to circle around. She moves it up to the wing boards, now centered. Here's Rogers. Rogers coming up from the D position. She has it left side. She's going to carry it over the line, move center, still has it. Now she's going to move it back to Johnson on a leave. Johnson over to Johnson. It's Sophia Johnson. She's looking for a shot. Nope. Loses a handle there when she's ready to pull the trigger. Left side. Kivel able to start a cycle. She's got it behind. Moves it far corner, trying to get some space and time. Gets it, moves it back deep. Just out of the reach of Johnson. Johnson fighting hard behind the net, able to get that, but she's pinned up against the boards. They're digging away behind the goaltender. Paisley's able to come out with it. She gets it to the corner, left flank. It's Kivel. Kivel trying to make it happen. Starts a cycle to Paisley, back to Kivel in the corner. Kivel in the corner, back to Paisley behind the net. Paisley behind the net, surveying, finds a streaking Rogers, and it is toe saved by the goaltender. .29 seconds left on the power play. Larson, Springer, Smith come on. Smith centering. Dogs and Johnson stay on. Minnesota off the face-off, able to get that. Smith has it. She tries to leave it for Larson. Larson back to Johnson. She gets poke checked there as the leave was a little short. 15 seconds now as they try to move it up the board. Springer has it, loses it, and that's going to go all the way back to the Select's end. 7 seconds. That's going to burn up the remaining power play time. Minnesota has it as they try to center one. Good defensive play by Springer, but it goes in the net. Just a straight hustle play there. Went off the leg there in the back of Johnson to go in. 7-4. 3:39 left, 7-4. Here comes Minnesota with a head of steam. It's turned back away. It's Dogs. She has it left side. Tries to get it up and out. Shu's in there along with her. Minnesota still battling on the half board. Still trying to get out. Finally does. Here's Shu. She has it left side. Far side to Adams. Adams is there as well with Holtz. Adams shot on. Glove save. .312 left here in the third period. Face off to the left side of Cougars goaltender. One back. Here's Rogers. She puts it in deep into the corner. Adams picks it up, taking a look behind the net, reverses. Gets it over to Shu. Shu up to the point. Shot on by Reed. Up and over the net. Level Holtz on the rebound, trying to move it back into the corner. It's on the half boards. Battle ensues. Still back there. 2:40 still on the clock here in the game. Minnesota able to leave the zone with it. They're going to come through neutral zone. Good play by Rogers. She's able to put that deep in. Comes all the way around the other side. Minnesota able to maintain right now as they try to bump it off the glass. Good job by Reed holding the zone. Almost loses an edge, but doesn't. Adams is there and puts it deep. Penny hard on the forecheck. Going to flip the ice on him as the Cougars try to come up right side. That's tipped and in. Andert's going to get a glove and a whistle on that. Minnesota lost their edge there going into Andert. Almost took her out. 2:11 left in the game. Paisley, Duncan, Elliott out there. Face off one on the side. Olinsky's got it. Tries to move it up. Stuck on the half boards. Minnesota leaves and exits with it. They have it in middle. Couldn't get a shot off as it's turned away. Goes deep in the other corner. They try to play it back. Here it is. Point shot. Goes wide as they try to play it. Here's Olinsky. She reverses around to Rogers all the way to Elliott. Elliott half boards. Tries to chip it up and out. Is able to. Races on. It's Duncan up there. Able to get a stick on it. And here comes the Cougars. Cougars pick that up. Center ice. Bring it over. Center street. Try for a shot. It's blocked. Paisley picks that up. Leaves it for Duncan right side. Minnesota steps in front of it. That gets put back into the select zone. Backhanded up. Just missed the connection. Here comes Minnesota right side. Deep into the zone. Off the half boards. Kivel was trying to poke and run on that one. Just missed it. As that comes out of the zone, Minnesota picks it up as they try to come back the other way. That goes deep. Minute left in the game here. It's picked up. Reversed around. So that's going to be, oh, that was a stretch pass for Smith. Smith was cutting east to west. Got right. 50 seconds left here in the third. 7-4. Smith's going to square in. She's got Keevel and Johnson with her. Back end here is going to be, can't see their numbers, so I can't tell you. Dogs on the left. Looks like Johnson on the right. Here's Kivel. Kivel fighting hard. Cuts center. She has it. Tries to come up and over. What a save there, right in the breadbasket of the goaltender. Kivel was trying to get that backhander off. .45 seconds left here in the third. Smith squares in. Squirting in front there. Smith gets moved to the ground. Comes out. Elliott's going to put it in as they're going to have delayed offsides. Now clear. Forecheck hard. Smith's on it. Johnson's able to step in from her point position. Comes to Smith. Oh, far past to Johnson. Johnson trying to get under a stick. Couldn't quite get there. Dogs is. And that goes half boards into the Minnesota side as they clear it left side. 20 seconds left. Good D play there on the board side. And that goes deep into the zone. 10 seconds left here in the game. Selects up 7-4. Minnesota through neutral. Couldn't play it. That's going to do it. Selects take the second game 7-4. Continue on the undefeated streak for the team. Only blemish would be a tie against South Dakota, and we see them again in South Dakota coming up. We appreciate you joining us today. Hope everybody has a productive rest of their day on Sunday. Final shot tally 32-13. Selects wins 7-4.